And that's the goal there. The goal there is to just let the publisher publish. That's all it is. And the irony is, yesterday, Rand Paul said that the Espionage Act, for which Julian has been essentially indicted, should be repealed. So on the one hand, you have a major Republican senator saying we should repeal the Espionage Act, and on the other hand, we have a full course press on Julian to get him convicted for dozens and dozens of years under that same Espionage Act.
And what further information are you getting from UC Global in terms of the Spanish court case and its connection to Sheldon Adelson, the late casino magnate, where they apparently met in Las Vegas at a tech conference?
Correct. They met at a conference called a SHOT conference, S-H-O-T. And what we've learned is that's when Adelson actually introduced Morales to the CIA. And what we're getting from the Spanish courts, even though it is technically sealed, there is information coming out. And what we're getting from the courts is that people that worked at UC Global did not really take, that was not the job they took. Their job was to allow people to come in and out of the embassy in a structured manner. And all of a sudden they find out that the tape recordings are going on, and they're adding recordings here, and they're adding devices there, and they're returning it to America. And they're learning from Morales that this information is going to, quote, the Americans, is going to, quote, American intelligence. Why would information be taped and go to American intelligence? So that's all information that we currently have. We intend on getting a lot more from UC Global. We obviously just started the lawsuit yesterday, so there's a process that has to take place. We certainly expect resistance on many parts, including
that's
Pompeo.
right, demon
That's the
Democrats.
information that we intend on getting from these UC Global employees who are going to tell us that they were directed to engage in this conduct and provide it to the Central Intelligence Agency. It's nothing short of outrageous.
That's right.
You're also alleging that there was an official Ecuadorian rep, Gabriela Pais, who was bribed with $20,000 in cash a month, according to the Spanish lawsuit.
That's correct. That's correct. The money was being paid to numerous people to allow for this intelligence to take place. It's obvious that the purpose of putting someone seeking asylum and going in an embassy is essentially to shield them from the law. And which was essentially the case for the first 4 years. But what happened was not only was he was shielded, I guess, physically, but what happened was that whole process was reversed when Pompeo became CIA, the head of the CIA, to essentially get from Assange and all the people that come in there all the information that really should have been confidential. So we intend on taking depositions. We intend on getting documents. The Spanish proceeding is a little difficult to get information from because it is sealed. But even the Spanish court has subpoenaed Mike Pompeo to testify.
And Mike Pompeo is being sued as a private citizen in your case, as well as the CIA?
That's correct. That's absolutely correct.
For damages, and has he responded?
No, he's not responded yet. We just filed it. We will serve it. We don't know what kind of response we're going to get. We do know that Pompeo, my understanding is that he's been hesitant and has not been forthright with the subpoena in the Spanish courts. I don't know if he'll be forthright or and will probably have the same hesitancy in New York, but we shall see.
Well, I want to thank you, Richard Roth, lead attorney representing the lawyers and journalists who filed a new lawsuit over CIA surveillance of their meetings with WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange while he was in political exile in the Ecuadorian embassy in London. He has been jailed now for over 12 years now at the Belmarsh maximum security prison as Britain weighs extraditing him to the United States. Next up, we look at the growing calls for longtime political prisoner Mutulu Shakur to be granted compassionate release. Stay with us.